Hi, I'm JC Douglas from C100 Radio in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. A frequent listener myself. You're listening to David Hawley on the What Difference Does It Make podcast.
Hey, Holly.
Hey, Dave.
What's going on?
Welcome back to the What Difference Does It Make podcast, and welcome back to JC Douglas.
Yes, JC, of formerly of Q104, now of C100.
In Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. I can't believe you've allowed me to take the podcast airwaves in LA. This is amazing for me.
We're so happy to have you.
Well, now you're global because podcast is global.
Well, exactly.
We're all over. Oh, we're really big in Canada.
Yeah, we can't pick you guys up in Canada.
Our frequency. We need a frequency boost.
You know, all my girlfriends were in Canada. You wouldn't know her, but
right.
All right. Let's continue with the interview with JC. Is that anything else you need to cover?
Can we do? Okay.
Oh, wait. Holly's got something.
Can we talk about 80s music?
80s music. Well, we are going to talk about 80s music because I think we're going to pose the questions to John. We do at the end, we do this 1980s.
All right.
We go through a series of 10 questions.
We'll embarrass our guest.
Okay.
Oh, no, he'll be able to answer all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
All right.
Well, we'll see.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Can we?
I love music trivia.
You okay with that, Dave?
I'm great with that. You just don't want to answer the questions for this one.
That is not true. I always like to be embarrassed.
Okay, so introduce it as you always do.
Okay, so this is.
We need a theme song for the quiz book.
Yes. Hey, maybe
we got some
I have
lyrics.
A source.
Yeah, got some lyrics to this.
It's the Tomorrow Show without the. No, that's not it.
So this is the 80s music trivia quiz book. Appropriately named,
Beautiful.
Right? You wouldn't want to come up with anything clever, would you?
No.
Yeah. So we started with the deck. We had a deck of cards that had 80s music trivia. We blew through that in our first year of podcasting.
Yeah.
So now we found this book, and each quiz is 10 questions.
Okay.
I asked Dave. They're multiple choice, but oftentimes Dave can answer the questions without me even giving him the multiple choice.
I love to try and answer them without the multiple
All right.
choice.
Oh,
yeah.
Without a rope, you're gonna.
Let's see.
You got to free solo this? Is that what's happening?
Well, the multiple choice could be phone a friend sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You can. Well, your phone a friend would be me giving you the choices.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. All right. So you ready?
I am.
Okay. Which song by the Human League contains the phrase, "The word is on your lips, say the word"? Wow. Yeah. Sorry. I know this is not your.
I know the Beatles song.
Okay.
It's the word love.
The word love.
Okay. So, Dave, you can chime in if it looks like John needs help. So your choices. So
when
the
sweat
lyrics
starts coming from.
I could take a shot in the dark, but I don't want to take. I don't want to take a shot in the dark. Yeah, give me the choice.
Okay, so the word is on your lips. Say the word.
I know it's not. Don't you want me?
Okay, so then it's either human or fascination.
I'm going to say human because I don't think it's in Keep Feeling Fascination.
I think it's the other one.
Is it in Keep Feeling Fascination?
Dave is right. I would have guessed with you. I really would have said human too.
Because I love Keep Feeling Fascination, but I didn't know that lyric was in there. Sorry.
Okay.
All you knew were the hey, 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 hey.
That's right.
I know those words.
Yes.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure you're getting this one.
Yeah, I'm 0 for 1. Sorry.
That's okay. You have time to redeem yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 2. In which year did the group Queen release the song "Another One Bites the Dust"?
1980. Now that question was
Correct.
exponentially easier than the first one.
Well, you say it like, well, duh, of course it was 19 because that's right in your wheelhouse right there.
First place I ever heard it was the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto at the Chum booth, the 1050 Chum radio booth.
Right.
And I knew when I heard it, I thought that's gotta be that new Queen song. Another
Did you
One
go
Bites the
Gaga?
Dust. Yeah, I loved it. I thought the guitar sound was amazing, like when I first heard it.
You know, we could
Go
talk
Gaga.
about Chum.
That's a Queen
Chum is
reference.
Chum is the greatest call letters ever.
Chum, C-H-U-M, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got your hum, but of course, it's Canadian, so you got your chum.
Some had called it C-hum, but that was, I think...
No, chum. Chum in the...
Chum in the water?
Ah, yeah. That's
C-H-U-M, 1050 Toronto. That was like back in the 50s.
Yeah.
But 1050 Chum. Yeah. Oh, it sounded great on all the classic air checks. Chum, where you can win money, money, money. That kind of stuff. Just beautiful, beautiful.
Those are the best.
You have to say it
radio
3
days.
times, otherwise it's not true. Everyone knows that.
All right, number 3.
Okay.
Which album did the group DeBarge release in 1985?
Okay, I know the song "Who's Holding Donna Now" is on the album
You can have the choices
because
if you'd like.
at the radio station I was playing at the time, there was a girl named Donna Now who was listening, and she said, "Did they write that for me?"
Her last name was Now?
Now, yeah, Donna Now.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah. That song was written.
And "Rhythm of the Night" I think was on that album too. Is it "Rhythm of the Night"?
Yes, it is.
Whoa!
There you go.
Yes.
See?
Awesome.
He goes
Okay.
through the same thing I do.
Yes.
Just like, where was I at the time? What was I doing? All right.
Bridgewater, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Very good.
Summer of '85. Yeah,
Yeah. So he gets the years. I never get the years.
I'm
You'll
2
get
for
the
3.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Which song by the group Blondie begins with the phrase, "Color me your color, baby"? Now I feel like I'm singing
Love
it.
me, oh, call me.
Very good.
American Gigolo. 1980.
Their biggest hit.
Yeah.
I just finished the her autobiography
Yeah.
on Audible.
Saw her
It's
a
good
few
listen.
years ago in Halifax as well. Played Casino Nova Scotia. Thank God for Casino Nova Scotia bringing
Still
all
great.
these
Yeah.
Yeah.
acts to town in recent years.
Is it like a real casino,
Yeah.
like where it has
It's
to be
a
like an?
real
Well, I
casino.
mean like when you go to Vegas,
Yeah.
it's an hour show. It's a tight show. It has
Yeah.
to end at a certain time. Is it the same
Yeah,
type of
it's,
thing?
yeah, it'll be an 8 p.m. start and done by 9:30. Get
Yeah.
the people down on the
At
floor.
night. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's an
same
actual
thing.
casino where you can gamble.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. Gambling is the same there as it is here.
I'm so there.
It's not on a riverboat or
It's a
anything.
strange and wondrous land, Nova Scotia, but gambling is the same.
Okay, just
Chat, I'm
checking.
learning so much here. This is amazing. Canadians are just like us.
Have slightly different weird accents at times, depending on where they're from. Oh, that's right. There isn't just one Canadian accent. Just
What?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Down the South Shore of Nova Scotia, they talk a little bit like Maine. Maine is more
okay.
like I
How
always
far
end up.
away is that? Maine from?
Well,
Nova-
you have to travel across water to get from Nova Scotia to Maine because otherwise you're traveling through the province of New Brunswick to get to Maine. But I always do accents based on what I remember people saying. So in my Maine accent is one guy in a Dunkin' Donuts saying, "Can we get some service here?" And my Nova Scotia's down on tour, down the lounge, down tomorrow's lounge, down the South Shore. Yeah, they're very similar.
That almost sounds southern.
It's a little Boston. I hear
Yeah,
a little
okay.
Boston
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Can't quite make that
There's a
out.
little-
It's a drawl of sorts, yeah.
There you go. There's your local theater major right there. Is doing some hard work there.
That's right. So
good.
I'm
He's-
2 for 3 now?
No, 3 for
3
4.
for 4?
four.
Wow.
Yeah, you're at 75%.
All right, first one.
I'm pretty sure you're getting the rest of them too. Okay. Which of these albums by Billy Ocean was released first?
Saw him at Casino Nova Scotia and met him.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
You
not
can say
kidding.
that for all of these.
Get out of my car.
Get
Get out of my dream. Get out of my dream. What was it? What was he getting out of?
Get out of
my dreams. Get into my car. It's very demanding.
As a matter of fact, I was playing in the summer of '84. I was working at a club in Kincardine, Ontario, population 7,000, maybe, and playing Caribbean Queen. It was, and I'd never heard the song before, but I was told I had to play these 12-inch discs.
And did everybody?
So I did. They didn't know what it
Everybody
was
did.
either. It hadn't become a hit yet.
She's simply awesome.
Simply
Awesome.
yeah. So what's the question again?
Okay. Which of these albums by Billy Ocean was released first? Do you want the multiple
Sure.
choice?
Can you name
Oh,
any?
oh, well.
Name any Billy Ocean
Albums.
I can name an album. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay, give me album titles. Yeah.
Love Zone, Tear Down These Walls, Suddenly.
It wasn't Suddenly because
Ooh,
that
Suddenly
came out
was
in
a good-
like
that's a-
85 or 86.
A good power ballad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Suddenly, you're in love. Okay, so what was the first
So
and second?
Love Zone, Tear Down These Walls, or Suddenly.
I feel like Love Zone came later as well. I'm going to say Tear Down These Walls.
It was Suddenly.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So that must
Oh.
have been like the third single release or something off the album.
3 out of 5.
Damn.
But good Billy Ocean
Still
info. That's I can never get enough Billy Ocean info.
I've pretty much had enough, so let's not discuss anymore. Okay.
All right.
All right. Who released the song Owner of a Lonely Heart in 1983?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
With what I always thought must have been a California zip code as the album title. 90125.
Do you know what it was?
No. Oh, it was the label, the pressing.
It was the catalog number.
The catalog number, yeah. 90125.
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
Yeah. Just another fun fact.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's 80s music that I was loving at the time. It was all these albums by bands that had been successful in the 60s and 70s who were still doing really creative stuff. And for Yes, that was a real comeback for them.
Yeah.
A shorter format song, but they really learned how to write a hook. You know, there were a lot of great songs on that.
That's Trevor Horn.
Yeah.
Trevor Horn's influence
One
for
of our
sure.
favorites.
Yeah. Bunk. Trevor Horn. That's his sound effect.
That's very good. You
Digga-digga-dum.
recreate it without any...
Bunk. Oh, that
Yeah.
clever Trevor Horn in there.
That was always funny. I always loved that part. What is this?
I believe Dino from the Flintstones was also on that record. I don't know. I'm blowing the speakers, the tweeters now.
Okay. Who sang For Your Eyes Only, released in 1981?
Oh, that was a Scottish lass. For your Sheena Easton.
Very good.
Yes. What movie?
For Your Eyes Only, 007. Right?
Okay, just checking. And which Bond was it?
Roger Moore. Had to be Roger Moore.
Okay, I don't think it was.
Oh, yeah, no,
I
it
don't
was.
know.
Had to be.
I think it was Dalton.
Prove me wrong, Dave.
While you keep doing
Come on,
that,
Dave.
go ahead.
He had a bit of a long tenure.
He did.
Roger Moore had the-
Roger
Didn't he
Moore
have
was
the
my
longest?
favorite. I think
or longer.
Was Roger Moore your favorite Bond?
I'm not a big Bond fan. My wife is a huge Bond fan. Reference what we were talking about earlier, which we won't talk about anymore because she may listen to this. And, it's a
You are right.
surprise.
It was Roger Moore.
There you go.
All right. Good job.
I think you already gave it away.
Nope. I'm sticking with what I said.
I like the current James Bond. I'm not a big Bond fan, but I like the
Daniel
current
Craig?
James Bond.
This is his last one.
Yeah.
Right.
So he says.
And I apologize for going 1,000 times into this microphone.
No worries.
Were you
No, you
Realizing
haven't,
how annoying that's becoming. Yeah.
haven't been doing it too much. All good. It's all good.
So what am I now? 4 for 6?
So I think you're 5 for 7, right?
5 for 7?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
She's our official statistician. Sure.
That got a lot of jobs.
I know you do have a lot of jobs on this.
Which song by Billy Joel begins with the phrase, "Some people stay away from the door"? Would you like a...
Hang on. Yeah, give me the multiple choice.
Okay, "Some people stay away from the door" is the phrase. An Innocent Man, Tell Her About It, or Uptown Girl?
An Innocent Man.
Very good.
Should have had that.
You still win.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel defeated though, having
6 for 8.
the lifeline. Yeah.
We're not breaking out by, we're just looking for right answers.
I feel like we have broken up though in a way. It's sad.
No. Okay. Who had success with the song The Final Countdown in 1986?
Europe.
Very good.
I was working evenings at Q104. It was on the Power Cuts
As it should be.
feature, which was pitting 2 songs against each other. And Europe, The Final Countdown, won 5 nights in a row and was retired.
What was the song it was up against? What were some of the
I
songs
can't
it
remember.
was up against?
The other ones from that era when I was doing evenings at Q1 would have been the John Bon Jovi songs from Slippery When Wet. So like You Give Love a Bad Name and Living on a Prayer were coming out. And also that stretched into the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction records. So it would have been, what was the first single? First single was...
Isn't it Welcome to the Jungle?
Was Welcome to the Jungle. And then your favorite.
Sweet Child of Mine.
And then I think even Paradise City we played in that feature. But yeah, they all scored big with our audience, of course.
All it took was 5 days straight, and you had to retire it.
And they had to retire it. Yeah.
Never to be heard from again.
No, we'd never play it.
Go Europe.
Yeah,
Go Europe.
Go Europe, the band.
Europe, the band. That's right. So is that it?
No, you have one more.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who had a hit in 1982 with the song Come On Eileen?
Oh, Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Okay, very good. So you're 8 for 10.
8 for 10. Yay!
Yay! Okay, where's our clapping sound effect?
the gallery.
Good sound effect.
Yeah.
Our gallery of 3.
Well, this seems like a good time to take a break, so we'll be right back.
welcome back. We're with J.C. Douglas.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we? Is this? It's time now. It's time to say goodbye.
Now it's time to say goodbye. I'll put in the music later.
Okay.
I feel like I didn't represent Canada though.
You did. You talked Tragically Hip. You talked Sloan. You talked a lot about Nova Scotia.
Yeah. But I mean, if I can recommend a few like 80s Canadian
Please
do.
artists.
Yeah, we didn't talk much
albums.
80s Canada.
Tom Cochran and Red Rider. He was the guy who brought, he kind of had an American hit with Life is a Highway. And also back in 1980, they had there's a rock radio hit that they had with, Lunatic Fringe.
Oh,
But in 1986, they put out a self-titled album, Tom Cochran and Red Rider. Search that one out. It's a phenomenal record. I don't think it got any play here in the States, but Tom Cochran and Red Rider, self-titled album, 1986. Phenomenal. First track is Boy Inside the Man, which was a huge hit, and it's a great album.
It's going on the playlist.
Yeah, we make Spotify playlists, I believe.
For every episode. So everything we talked about, inclooing Sloan.
Lovely.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll put, what else you like?
Can I drop a few more in here?
Please
I
do.
listed a couple here. That
Yeah,
just
of
gonna
course.
grab here.
Oh, look at you with notes.
Where is it? Yeah, notes.
Oh, Mr. Note Man.
Well, it's like prepping for a morning show.
Yeah. By the way, what time do you wake up?
Oh God, 2:55 a.m.
2:55.
Yeah.
Does that give you, because are you up at 2:55 or it has to,
Just to get in front of the TV for the 3:00 a.m. newscast, which I record on my DVR anyway, so I don't know why I actually get up at that time, but it gets me to work on time to get up.
It's just part of the process.
Yeah.
I think everybody has their.
Yeah.
you on the air at 5:30? Is that,
Yeah, at 5:30. Yeah. Blue Rodeo. There's an artist, a Canadian artist from the 80s that are still more or less still around today. Jim Cuddy and Greg Keeler are Canada's Lennon and McCartney. They really are. Not only in the way that their songwriting, it complements each other. Like Greg brings a really acerbic kind of feel to what he does, and Jim is the most sweet sounding ballad singer. They're a little bit country, but they're a little bit rock and roll as well. And they've been doing that since 1987 on record. And their first couple albums in the 80s, or Outskirts and Diamond Mine, are both absolute gems. So Blue Rodeo, start to finish, fabulous kind of roots rock records. And
Can I have ever seen them at Canadian Music Week?
You've never seen them?
No, can I? Is it possible that I've seen them at Canadian
Probably
Music Week?
a long time ago. Yeah. They became so huge in the 90s that there was no need for showcases and that kind of thing. But I don't know how, I've seen them on some American shows, so I know they have some notice in the States, but really underappreciated in the States for sure. Kim Mitchell was also a huge Canadian artist in the 80s. And I remember looking at his albums at Tower Records on the Sunset Strip here. So I know they were in the stores, but I don't think anybody was buying them. He came out of a Canadian band called Max Webster, who were label mates with Rush at Anthem Records. And they were sort of there from the beginning. They were buddies with Rush from the early to mid 70s. And Kim was a singer-songwriter who came out of that band. And, in more recent years was doing Afternoon Drive at Q107 in Toronto for better part of a decade or so. But phenomenal singer-songwriter and rocker. And in the 80s, he did his best stuff. The albums Akimbo, A Logo. And there were a few others in the 80s as well. But Akimbo, A Logo is a good place to start. Shaken Like a Human Being was also another great album of his from 86.
It's going to be a good playlist.
Northern Pikes were a Saskatchewan band who came out of nowhere in the mid-'80s, and their Big Blue Sky album, I remember in my top 10 of 1987, it was number 1 for the year ahead of Cloud 9 by George Harrison. So that says a lot, because how I was a Beatle fanatic. Big Blue Sky by Northern Pikes from 1987. Great pop rock album. It will blow your mind. And just David Wilcox. There's an American artist named David Wilcox, but the Canadian artist, kind of a pop blues artist, who had his first, he recorded most of his best stuff between like 82 and 1990. And so if you get like a best of David Wilcox, I think Over 60 Minutes with David Wilcox is one of his better known compilations, just full of really fun pop blues. And he was so fun to watch live too. He was amazing.
So you're
Okay.
When make sure you get the Canadian David Wilcox. This is great.
Good.
This is great because you go for some of the more. This is obscure to us. I know it's probably not obscure to Canadians, but it's a little more obscure for us, and certainly not.
No, Canadians are saying, "Why are you saying all these mainstream artists?" My God.
Actually, the one I remember, was the band April Wine.
Oh, April
Yes.
Wine. Well, they started in Halifax as well.
Did they?
In 1969. Yeah.
She's a roller.
Oh yeah, high rolling baby. Miles Goodwin and a bunch of guys, all last name Henman because they were all related. Of whom I've become good friends over the years. As a matter of fact, we for Q104's 25th anniversary, our goal was to put the 4 original members of April Wine on a stage in the same place for the first time since 1971, and then Miles Goodwin, the man who's the genius behind April Wine, fell at the airport in Montreal and busted his skull and didn't make it that night. And as a matter of fact,
did he make it though?
Well, he did, and the first 8 pages of his autobiography, which came out a few years ago, is all about that night and how he was going to play at the Q104 25th anniversary thing in Halifax and learned that night that he has to do something about his drinking. Oh. And so he turned his life around after that. Yeah. Yeah.
How about that? Well,
you had a hand in that.
Just another story. Just throw out a band, he's got a story.
If you work in radio in the music industry long enough, you just acquire stories.
Okay, well, can I add one last question? Do you have any Bryan Adams stories?
I've met him once. I do. I have a really amazing Bryan Adams story, but I can't tell you on the podcast.
You know, anything goes on a podcast.
I know, because I was told this with complete confidence. That's a horrible thing to say on a podcast.
Great. All right.
Okay.
But are you a big fan of Bryan Adams? My wife is too. Yeah, met him once. Very nice fella. Don't know much about him other than that. And this thing I can't tell you because it's a secret.
Oh, that's
God.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait to hear off mic.
We got to end this podcast right now, so we can hear this story.
Okay. Well, wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much. This was great.
Very welcome.
This was a lot of fun.
I've been listening and enjoying the podcast for so long. It's kind of surreal to actually be here in Los Angeles in your garage, Dave.
Yeah. It's my palatial estate here.
Our studio, we've made it. We've made it our new home.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me in.
Thank you. Anytime you're in LA, we would love to have you back.
You wouldn't heart.
Obviously, have much more to say.
Yeah.
Than who? Oh, you mean that I have left out?
Yes.
Well, let's start on the next topic.
All right.
No.
All right.
Close it down.
Okay.
Well, bummer. We're sad to see you go.
All right. So until next week, this is Dave.
This is Holly.
Check you later.
Over and out.